Mama! Urgent scream from my son every time he wakes up. Mom! Complete with the eye roll from my disgruntled or embarrassed 8-year-old. I love you, Mama, as my little boy places a hand on each side of my face and a sloppy, wet kiss on my lips. I love you the whole much, Mama. Extra long and theatrical hug from the 8-year-old at bedtime or any time she wants me to linger just a little bit longer. I love being a mother, but some days I want to change my name. I want to hide, feign deafness, potty without an audience. But don't we all? There are many types of mothers. We each have our own talents, our own style, our own philosophies. Just as millions of mothers before me, I swore I would do this mothering thing a bit differently than my mother did with me, that I would have my own style. I told myself I would never say, "because I said so," to my children, or maybe that I wouldn't be their best friend, I would be their mother. And that I would never lose my temper in such a way that nonsense flew from my mouth. I remember my mother once shouting, "Furniture, get off the children," when my brother and our cousins wouldn't settle down one night. Another time, she stormed into a slumber party that had gotten a little bit out of hand. Her eyes, sleepy with mascara, kind of smeared a little bit, her hair matted on one side of her head, and she dramatically said, "Hush, this is rude. It's not like you're living in a barn. People are trying to sleep here." She's a legend. Quotes like that are never forgotten. Exhausted outbursts aside, my mother is amazing at mothering. I had a remarkable example in her, and I was terrified that I would fail at motherhood. I had all of these rules and ideals for the mother that I wouldn't be. I never really began to develop a plan for the type of mother that I would one day be until I actually became a mother. Once the shock of having a newborn wore off a bit and we hit our stride, I've reflected from time to time on the many mothers that I've had in my life, who have shaped me into the mother that I was becoming, and who have led me by their example, whether they realized it or not. In addition to the relationship that I have with my own wonderful mother, I have been led by the example of many mothers. There were my 2 grandmothers, both amazing in their own way. They taught me the life lessons that could only come from them. Grammy has taught me to be true to myself and how to make the perfect pound cake, even though she still doesn't think she's figured that out yet. Mim taught me to love big, serve others, never waste anything, and how to properly bait a fish hook. They both taught me that it's a grandmother's job to spoil their grandchildren, a lesson that I must bear in mind as my children now receive the same treatment from my own mother. My mother-in-law was the complete opposite of the stereotypical mother-in-law. She was kind, she served others, she minded her own business. She is the one mother that I learned a great deal from and never really had the chance to fully appreciate until she was gone. She raised 4 children, and all are wonderful people in their own way, but I'm pretty partial to her son. She did good. My husband is thoughtful, sentimental, caring, helpful, and I know that she had a hand in making him the wonderful man that he is, and she probably taught him to put the toilet seat down every time he goes, and I'm forever grateful for that. There are a handful of women in my life that I refer to as my other mothers. These women are either aunts, friends of my mother, or mothers of friends, and sometimes all of the above. When I was a teenager, it became evident and important that we have this type of relationship because my friends and I were usually up to something. And we even would literally crowd around our mothers and sing, "Have we got a deal for you?" These many women have shaped me and molded me and inspired me to become the mother that I am today. And as hard as I tried not to let it happen, in those moments of desperation, of sheer fury or panic, of emotion or frustration and sleep deprivation, I find myself opening my mouth and hearing the words and even the voice of my own mother coming from my own lips. Sometimes it's in a moment of fury when they've just pushed me a little bit too far, but there are other moments too. Moments I really didn't plan for when I was actually developing this philosophy of motherhood prior to actually becoming a mother. It's when my children are asking questions, learning lessons, and needing the comfort that only a mother can give. Those unspoken moments. Holding their hand when they need protection, reassurance, or just my touch. Hugging their necks and kissing their cheeks. Lingering a bit longer as I tuck them in. Clinging to the moments that are slipping by so quickly. While they still need my attention, I'll stay close while they want me close. I hold these moments dear and I cherish them. Because these are the moments when love takes a new form altogether and I truly feel like my mother felt before me. And like it or not, I know the day is coming when my children will catch me in a weak moment, an exhausted moment perhaps. My eyes will light up in a flash of fury. My lack of sleep, overwhelming desire to potty alone, and need for any type of me time will finally catch up, and my children will hear the words that I once heard from my mother or something like them. Furniture, get off the children. It's not like you're living in a barn.